Hello, my name is Caroline Hobbs, and today I will be doing my informative speech with my presentation aid. Today I have my audience, which is my husband, Brennan Hobbs. Thank you. All right, so I'm sure that throughout your lifetime, you have encountered many different types of personalities. You probably encountered some who have been shy and reserved, where you also encountered some who have been outgoing and needing to be the center of attention. Now, all of these traits that you have encountered can be attributed to the 5 big personality traits. Okay, so during my speech today, we're going to go over the big 5 ocean traits, and we're going to help you to understand and identify these traits in yourselves and in others. I've been attending Metropolitan Community College for the last year and a half. And during this time, I have been studying psychology, and I've taken several psychology classes to help me to better understand the human mind and different personality traits and why we are the way that we are. And during this speech, I would like to encourage you guys to really think about each of these personality traits and make the connections between the traits in yourself. And by the end of my speech, I hope that you will be able to understand and identify these traits. And so let's go ahead and get started with them. The big 5 ocean traits, actually, we have OCEAN, which is an acronym. It stands for openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Our first personality trait is openness. Now, this is going to be somebody who likes stepping out. They like exploring and traveling. They're very curious about life and all that it has to offer. Somebody who scores low in this category is going to be somebody who's more cautious. They're more reserved. They don't like stepping out of that bubble that they have. They like to stay safe inside of that bubble instead of jumping out into the world and exploring it. Our next personality trait that we have is conscientiousness. Somebody who scores high in this category is somebody who likes structure. They're going to be somebody who needs that routine. They need things to be planned out and organized in order for them to feel happy and satisfied. Now, somebody who would score low in this category is going to be somebody who is free-spirited. They're go with the flow and spontaneous type. They need to have that freedom in order to feel satisfied. Now, as I continue, we've already gone over 2 of these personality traits. And as I continue, I want you guys to keep in mind that there is no good or bad personality traits. They're all up for interpretation. We could see the good and bad in each of these if we really thought about it. But it's up for interpretation. It's how you view them yourself. Okay, so let's continue. Our next personality trait is extroversion. Somebody scoring high in extroversion is going to be someone who is outgoing. They're comfortable in social gatherings. They actually feel energized afterwards, which is like they go out and they hang out with a bunch of people. When they come home, instead of feeling drained, they feel energized and they feel ready to go. This is somebody who is just like my husband. My husband is very extroverted. He loves hanging out with people. He loves having social gatherings, where I am the opposite of that, which means that I would actually score low in extroversion, because I am more introverted. I feel very drained after hanging out with big groups of people. I need time afterwards to be able to recharge in order to go back into a social setting. These are typically people who like to stay within their bubble. And yeah, so our next personality trait is agreeableness. Now, somebody who scores high in this category is going to be somebody who they're a peacemaker. They're going to put other people's wants and needs before their own. This is somebody who is more modest, and they want peace and harmony among all the people that they hang out with, the people who are closest to them. Somebody on the opposite spectrum of this is going to be somebody who is competitive, somebody who is more argumentative and hostile. Once again, I want to remind you that none of these traits are good or bad. You can see the good and bad in each of these depending on what your outlook is. Our last personality trait that we have is neuroticism. Now, someone who scores high in neuroticism is going to be someone who is typically more anxious. They're more careful and calculated. They tend to have very dramatic highs and lows in their emotions. A great example of this would be Robin Williams. He is a manic depressant, or he was a manic depressant, and because of that, he would have really, really high moments where he was feeling amazing and super happy and energetic, but then it could drastically change and he would drop down to just feeling depressed and sad and gloomy. Now, somebody who would be the opposite of this is going to be someone who is confident and resilient and stable. Now, we've gone over all 5 of these personality traits, and I know that I can see different characteristics of these in myself and in all the people who are around me. And so I want you guys to feel encouraged to go online and take the Big 5 test. If you can find it at truity.com. It's a great test for you to take because it gives you some insight into your own personality. You'll see where you score in each of these personality traits, and being able to know where you stand in each of these categories and being able to identify them in other people will help you to be able to navigate through life. So I hope you guys have learned a lot. I hope that leaving this speech, you're able to identify the Big 5, and I hope that you have a better understanding. All right, thank you.